Elaine Nix was seen alive at the payphone. Then nothing. That is the center of this case. Not a rumor, not a theory. A fixed point in time and place. A payphone at Zack's food rack on Candler Road in Gainesville, Georgia. A public phone. A public parking lot. A late-night call with a beginning, an ending, and a narrow window of silence that has never been fully explained. Elaine was 18 years old in September of 1999. According to the verified timeline, she was last seen using that payphone on September 20th. From 11:10 p.m. until 12:10 a.m., she spoke with her boyfriend, Billy Millwood. That call is one of the few parts of the case that can be placed with precision. Investigators knew where she was. They knew who she was speaking to. They knew the call lasted for about an hour. And then the record goes quiet. That quiet is what makes Elaine's case so difficult to absorb. The trail does not vanish gradually over days or weeks. It stops almost immediately after a known call at a known location in a public place. A young woman goes to a payphone, speaks to someone close to her, and then, within a short period of time, she is gone. The image that remains is not dramatic in the usual sense. It is ordinary, and that is what makes it unsettling. A convenience store under late-night lights, a payphone standing outside, a parked car, a stretch of pavement where people could come and go, a receiver that had carried Elaine's voice only moments earlier, and then carried nothing at all. Elaine Nix was from Gainesville, Georgia. Her disappearance did not begin in a remote place or an unfamiliar setting. It began at Zack's food rack, a convenience store on Candler Road, where the payphone became the last confirmed point in her timeline. In a case with so many unanswered questions, that location matters. It is the anchor. It is the place investigators could return to, measure against, and build from. This was 1999, when a payphone could still be an ordinary part of daily life. A call made from one was not unusual, but in Elaine's case, that ordinary act became the point where everything changed. She was not last confirmed in a hidden location. She was not last confirmed somewhere investigators could not identify. She was at a public phone, in a public parking lot, talking to her boyfriend. What happened after that call remains unknown. The timeline tightens around the hour, between 11:10 p.m. and 12:10 a.m. Elaine was speaking with Billy Millwood during that time. After the call ended, according to the public record, she was not seen or heard from again. Her car was later found at the convenience store. The keys were still in the ignition. Her personal belongings were inside. Those details form the first major contradiction in the case. The car remained. The keys remained. Her belongings remained. Elaine did not. Investigators were left with a scene that showed absence more than explanation. A vehicle still at the place where she had gone to make the call. Personal items left behind. No confirmed public account of where Elaine went after the conversation ended. No named suspect. No clear answer for how a routine late-night phone call turned into a disappearance. That is the narrowest and most important gap in the case. The space between the end of the call and the discovery that Elaine was gone. Did she remain near the payphone? Did someone approach her? Did she leave the immediate area for a reason that has never been publicly explained? The record does not provide a verified answer. It only defines the boundaries of the unknown. In many investigations, the last known location is only the beginning of a longer chain. A witness remembers something. A camera records a clearer movement. A suspect is identified. a case file begins to assemble itself into a sequence. But Elaine's case has resisted that kind of resolution. The known facts create a frame, but the center remains missing. One detail has been reported in connection with that night. Surveillance footage reportedly showed a small, dark-colored pickup truck entering the parking lot during Elaine's phone call. That detail has to be handled carefully. The driver was never identified, and the public record does not establish that the truck was connected to Elaine's disappearance. It is a reported investigative detail, not a conclusion. Still, it matters because it is one of the few described movements around the payphone scene during the relevant period. A vehicle entering a parking lot late at night may mean many things. It may be meaningful, or it may be unrelated. Without identification, without a public explanation of the driver's role, and without confirmed evidence tying that truck to what happened, it remains unresolved. That is the difficult balance in this case. Every detail feels important because there are so few of them. But importance is not the same as proof. The reported pickup truck is part of the known discussion around the investigation, but it cannot be treated as an answer. It is another point in the unanswered middle, another shape moving through the dark without a name attached to it. The car at Zack's food rack is the other anchor. It tells investigators Elaine did not simply drive away and continue her night somewhere else. Her vehicle was still there. Her belongings were still there. The keys were still in the ignition. Those facts suggest that whatever happened left the scene incomplete, as if an ordinary stop had been interrupted. But the public record does not explain how, by whom, or why. For 9 days, Elaine's whereabouts were unknown. Then the case shifted to a second location. Elaine's body was discovered in a wooded area near an industrial park on Verona Avenue in Buford, Georgia. That place was not the payphone. It was not the convenience store parking lot. It was a different point on the map, and it introduced a new question that has never been publicly answered. How did Elaine get from Candler Road in Gainesville to that wooded area near Verona Avenue in Buford? Reports have described the area where Elaine was found as one frequented by truckers and illegal dumpers. That description helps establish the type of environment involved, but it does not explain what happened to her. It does not identify a suspect. It does not show who moved her, when she arrived there, or what occurred in the days between her disappearance and the discovery. It is context, not a solution. The confirmed legal and investigative posture is stark. Elaine's cause of death was undetermined, but the case was classified as a homicide. Those two facts sit side by side. Officials did not publicly establish a specific cause of death, and it would be irresponsible to speculate about one. At the same time, the case was treated as a homicide, meaning investigators believed her death resulted from the actions of another person. That combination is one reason the case remains so painful. There is an official classification, but not a complete public explanation. There is a death investigation, but no named suspect in the provided record. There is a timeline, but the most important part of it is missing. There is a final known place, and then a second location 9 days later, with no publicly confirmed bridge between them. Legally, the caution is simple and necessary. No suspect has been named in the case based on the provided research. No one has been charged. No one has been tried. No one has been convicted. That means the story cannot be told as though there is a known perpetrator. It cannot be shaped around guilt that has not been established. The case remains unsolved. In the absence of an arrest, it can be tempting to search every unresolved detail for certainty. But unanswered questions do not prove guilt. A vehicle seen in an area does not by itself prove involvement. A gap in the timeline does not tell us who filled it. A homicide classification does not reveal the identity of the person responsible. The responsible way to tell Elaine's story is to hold the confirmed facts firmly and to leave the unknowns where they belong, open. For Elaine's family, those unknowns have never been abstract. Her parents, David and Becky Nix, have lived with the aftermath of a case that did not end with a clear public answer. Their daughter disappeared after a phone call in 1999. And the years that followed did not bring the resolution families hoped for. Reports over time have shown that her family and friends continued looking for answers, carrying Elaine's name forward, even as the investigation remained unresolved. That ongoing search is part of the story, not because grief solves a case, but because it shows what an unsolved homicide leaves behind. It leaves a family returning again and again to the same questions. It leaves a community remembering a young woman whose life was cut short. It leaves investigators with fragments: a call, a car, a reported truck, a wooded area, and a classification that says homicide without publicly explaining the cause. The geography of the case is also part of its weight. Gainesville is where Elaine was last seen at the payphone. Buford is where her body was found 9 days later. Between those two places is the movement the public record has never fully accounted for. That movement is not a theory. It is the unavoidable reality of the case. Elaine was confirmed at one place and later discovered at another. How that happened remains unknown. The payphone, therefore, becomes more than a setting. It becomes the last fixed point in Elaine's known life. Everything before, it can still be placed into a timeline. Everything after, it becomes harder to see. The call to Billy Millwood ended at 12:10 a.m. After that, Elaine's voice disappears from the record. Her car remains behind. Her belongings remain behind. The case moves into silence, and within that silence are the questions investigators and Elaine's family have had to live with. Who, if anyone, approached Elaine after the call? Was the reported dark-colored pickup truck connected? Or was it simply another vehicle passing through the parking lot that night? How did Elaine leave the area without her car and belongings? How did the trail lead from Zack's food rack on Candler Road to the wooded area near Verona Avenue in Buford? The public record does not fully explain those questions. It identifies the beginning of the disappearance and the place where Elaine was later found. It confirms that her cause of death was undetermined and that the case was classified as a homicide. It confirms that no suspect has been named, but the missing middle remains just that, missing. That is why Elaine Nix's case continues to hold attention. It is not built around a complicated courtroom record or a long list of accused people. It is built around a sudden break in an ordinary night. A young woman went to make a phone call. She spoke for an hour. Then she vanished from a public place, leaving her car and belongings behind. The trail did not fade. It stopped. And until credible information fills the space between the payphone and the wooded area, Elaine's story remains suspended between what is known and what has never been answered. A call with a clear beginning, a silence with no clear end, a family still waiting for truth. Follow Whispered Cases for a new case every week. subscribe so you never miss one.